what I did with the time we had, so I did like a pilot study, and the pilot study was focusing on know your customer for accessing financial services and financial products. So why am I doing this? Why am I looking at know your customer processes for persons with speech impairments, and why am I focusing on a bank or mobile money? So my research objectives, the first one is looking at the challenges. The second is experiences. So what is the experience? Are they treated well? Are they turned down because of their communication difficulty? And then the other research objective was to propose.
So this paper actually we are presenting a framework for accent feature classification. One is to enhance ASR robustness for non-standard ASR adaptation, building on empirical findings from fine-tuning Whisper, small and medium models. The problem statement is the ASR models actually performed well on clean standardized audio, but show significant degradation when processing non-standard Swahili, regional dialects, and Sheng.
We have the problem where we can take this example of this lady with non-standard speech. Her name, we can call her Rosie, the florist. So basically you have Rosie over here, she's just running her own business, like she's talking to, you know, a guy who wants like what she wants the roses. Then you notice like due to her speech impairment, she's not been able to communicate effectively, which makes her to lose a customer. So the empowerment idea that I have with my solution, where you see like it can help her to talk to her customers on her behalf, which like the customer will be satisfied with the thing and enabling her to get the money, where you can see here like she's received the payment message since the person had like, you know, it's 150 bob, so I send you the money, which can lead to her being a happy person.
This is my project I have been doing. It's called AI-powered recruitment system. So it's basically I try to integrate the AI technologies to assist candidates who are applying for jobs for better hearing or fairness in terms of the interview process. As you can see, first issue is the biasness in recruitment. So for so long, from the traditional recruitment, it has been biased. It has been termed to be biased against the candidates, especially those with the speech impairments, or those who are not able to express themselves correctly or properly.
Autocomplete is like autocomplete, but now users can say a few words and the application will be able to generate a few messages, the whole message. In this time, the word is dawa uchungu tumbo. And the application is able to generate 5 clear messages that the user can use. The next place is a user can find all their saved recordings so that they can reuse them multiple times. And then we have safe spaces. This is a page for users to discover accessible locations and also to, in a way, rate a location based on how accessible it felt. So a user wants to go to Daystar, it's not yet rated.
These are the challenges they face most of the time in difficulty expressing themselves, feel of compromise of privacy, because at the same time they enter in the hospital with different conditions. Also misunderstanding, because if she or he comes in and I don't understand what will happen, I'll just misdiagnose the patient. To look at on the web application, it has also, these are the things that it provides feedback and clear text transition for the user and easy to access on the desktop and required no complex installation and designed specific for hospital consultation environment, secure data and patient privacy.
So this is a meeting assistant, and in that what we are trying to do is that to enable people with speech impediments to be able to be heard clearly like the rest of other people in live meetings. Yeah, so our solution, Alpha Twin, the workflow is this simple desktop application in that you speak naturally with your starter or a typical speech. The AI transcribes in real time, and it generates a speech concurrently in real time using the cloned voice, the tone of your voice. In that, as you are speaking now, for example, this is a Zoom meeting, as I'm communicating, the AI is able to transform my speech and be able to channel it back to the communication within a real-time latency of 300 to 500 milliseconds. That is the true conversation speed when engaging with the people. and it's more fluent and natural, and others can hear you clearly.
And globally, we have 26 billion plus records of daily web visits. And I tell you that 96% of these websites lack inclusivity features. And I want to ask you a question. What does this mean for someone like Josephine, who has cerebral palsy or motor impairment? This means that they are left out. We came up with AbleSpeak. AbleSpeak, a browser extension that converts your voice into action. Let's say, for example, you want to apply something on the web. You just speak to AbleSpeak and it's able to do the actions for you, like filling in the form, submitting an application, and so on. AbleSpeak is built on non-standard speech, which means it understands the local context of the Kenyan English or Swahili.
We are building an AI-powered multilingual web conferencing platform that supports speech therapists, patients, and also can work in clinical-based low-resource environments.
I'm proud to introduce you Swensavec, a mobile application, AI-powered speech companion that understands atypical speech, helping users to express themselves, and on the line, supporting caregivers and families with the real-time insights. We understand that communication is more than just, getting a transcription. Communication is a two-way street. It's about understanding and being understood. For most individuals with speech and language impairments, this condition can exist on both sides of that street, whereby an individual might struggle to articulate themselves, and on the other hand, those who are close to them, their caregivers, their parents, may struggle to find the right word to help them practice. So with that in mind, we combine three things in our application. 1, assistive communication. 2, care companion. And 3, a therapy module.
But after I presented this idea to the people, the end users, they told me, the platform looks kind of scattered, and for them, they feel it's hard for them to understand. So, I went and sat down and thought of them, and I felt, if I have to bring the solution to the world, it's not about me, it's about them.
The current problem that we have, people who have impaired speech, with the current education system in Kenya, they aren't exposed to higher level of learning. So there's that stigmatization where parents maybe even think that it's not worth it to take them to schools or even make them to go through the secondary level of education or university or just exploring further education. And so what I came up with is a personalized speech tutor that has specifically nutrition, hygiene lessons just to improve their health literacy.
People with speech impairment, approximately 68% of people with speech impairment have reported that the models that are available at the moment don't really get or understand what they are saying. So this means that most of them lose opportunities because if they cannot communicate, there's no way they're going to get a chance, say, in employment. The 4 models that I came up with. When we look at the model size, I had Whisper Small for both English and Swahili, and Whisper Large for both English and Swahili. For the small one, basically it's for efficiency and real-time applications to try and see if it can run better. And for the large one, basically optimized my models for maximum accuracy.
They are presenting a project that tackles a very critical accessibility gap in the Kenyan voice-driven ecosystem. Every time I call customer service, I have to ask someone else to speak for me because the system never understands my voice. This is not just a statement or a sentence. This is a voice of a user, of our relatives who have been locked out by the voice-enabled systems. How am I solving this, or what solution am I bringing on board? I used a sequential fine-tuning methodology for Whisper models. So this was first done by adapting whisper models to general Swahili accents, for example, and then fine-tuning them using non-standard speech in both Swahili and English.
So during the earlier sessions of user co-design, there was a story that was shared by Jane. And Jane had cerebral palsy, and she was sharing that it was difficult for her to order an Uber as the Uber drivers kept on hanging up on her and they didn't want to understand what she was saying. So there was a communication divide. As someone who is part of the modeling track, how can I come up with a solution that can be integrated in the apps that they are already using? So that's how I came up with Voice Assist API. What my API does is it takes in the voice of impaired speech. It does the processing using the models I trained, and then it outputs audio.
Basically, what I chose for my research, I was just trying to see how ASR can be used to sort of just elevate cases about sexual violence in terms of how do people with speech impairments go about bringing issues around sexual violence, or in other cases, preventative, like when someone is in danger, what can I do so that the other person, my caregiver, can be able to know.